This is going to be a little bit more of an advanced dropshipping video for people who actually found their first winner and now want to build a team. This is going to be a crucial moment to actually transition from being a one-man show to having multiple people who are working with you together on this. I'm going to talk about a lot of these pitfalls and the things you should avoid, and actually how to hire, how to find the right people, where you actually see if they're good or bad before even hiring them. Okay, so the first question is, who do you hire first? And obviously there's a bunch of positions in the dropshipping business. However, the first person you should always get is a person for customer support. Okay, that's going to be just the most annoying and tedious task which you need to do, which is not making you extra money. And it's very important to outsource this as soon as possible. Obviously, on top of that comes stuff like order fulfillment and just communicating with the supplier. All those little things which are very, very easy to give to a person, but are saving you a lot of time. That's the first thing, okay? After that, the goal is to actually get a process of products being tested for you without you having to do much, okay? This is always the goal. Because trust me, if you do everything by yourself, you're not gonna be able to keep testing product after product after product if you have a winner already, okay? This is something which I've noticed always. People just get lazy after making their first decent money with dropshipping, and they think it's gonna keep going with that one product, and it doesn't, and then everything dies down. So it's very important to outsource the process of testing. So what comes into testing? Number one is product research, number two is ad creation, store creation, and Facebook ad setup. Those are mainly the things. Obviously, there's the things like communicating with the supplier and like making sure that everything is good, but those are just the main four. And you will be able to outsource everything, however, just to an extent, okay? The store creation is pretty simple to outsource, and that's something I would start with. The second thing is the ads. The third one is just a basic Facebook ads management, and what I mean by that is just creating a lookalike audience or creating the basic structure of making like 5 ad sets or 10 ad sets or however you test, and just creating the things without, there's no thinking involved. There's no, okay, what do I test next? What's the next split test? When, like, you just give away the super simple tasks like installing the pixel, connecting everything, making sure that it's way easier for you, okay? And then after that, you're gonna have a person who's actually gonna do product research for you. And that's from my experience, either the last thing or the second to last before Facebook, but product research is not gonna be outsourced completely, okay? You're only gonna have a person making lists for you. So they're gonna find like 50 products for you, and you're gonna be the person who's gonna review them, and you're gonna be the guy who's deciding which one out of these like 50 you're gonna test, okay? You can tell them, okay, find 5 new competitors for this one because I really like this, so they're gonna do like in-depth research and make sure that everything is just easier for you to make sure that your product is the best, but you're still gonna be the person who's gonna decide. Now, it's very important to not have one all-around, and I've actually seen this mistake done so often. And you basically have a person who starts to do the email support for you, then they start doing the store, the ads, and the product research, and some Facebook ads. And they basically do everything for you. And 2 things happen instantly. Number one, they think they know everything. They can do everything by themselves, and they basically just start doing dropshipping instead of helping you. And the really bad part here is that he just can steal your products. Okay, he just takes all the products you had. He knows all the stores which works. He knows all the product pages, the videos. He knows everything about, like, he has all the insights. So you can just take everything from you, copy it, and try to do it by himself. That's actually really big. What happens on top of that in this worst case scenario is the person left you. So you don't have anybody for anything anymore. And basically 100% of everything was done by him, so now you have to do everything by yourself again. If it would have been multiple people who just are split a little bit, then if one leaves and tries to do things by himself or wherever he leaves, you're still not gonna lose all the capacity, okay? So you just lost a small part. In the beginning, it's actually pretty important to not have one all-rounder, but actually to diversify a little bit in the people, okay? And I had terrible experiences with that. I got scammed a bunch from virtual assistants, and I had like really, really bad experiences with that. And that's why I'm so cautious in telling you here, you need this. You cannot have one person who's just doing too many things for you. And you also need to make sure that you pre-record things on how to teach a person if that one guy is going to be gone. Whenever you explain the store creator how to make a store, just record it. So the next guy, if he leaves, will just watch that video, and he's going to understand immediately how to make stores without you actually again putting in all the time, okay? And the first time you hire people, it's actually going to be more work to do it. You're going to have more work because you have a person who you employ. And you're going to have to explain to him everything, and sometimes you're going to be tempted to just do it for him. So for example, if you have a store, which he did, and it has like 5 tiny mistakes, there's nothing big, but there's just like 5 tiny things. You just think to yourself, all right, let me just change that. It's going to take me like 3 minutes. It's very simple mistakes, and I can change it. And if I have to tell him, and then he has to do it, and then resend it to me, and I have to check again, it's just going to take too long. This is wrong, because he's not going to learn. So it doesn't matter how small the mistake is, just tell him and don't do it instead of him. That's very important, because in the long run, that's what you want. You want to have a person who you don't have to help at all. They're just going to do everything by themselves. You don't need to review anything. You just trust them completely. The store is done. That's it. You don't even have to look over it. Okay? And now I'm going to also tell you a really interesting trick which you can use to actually make sure that the person is loyal. Okay? So if you go on a platform like Upwork, where you basically can hire a bunch of people, you're going to see a lot of experienced people. So a lot of people who already are working with other dropshippers. And you simply ask them one question. Hey, can you send me the store of the person you're currently working with? And they basically will either send it to you or not. And if they do send it to you, then you ask them, okay, so how many emails do they get per day? How many orders? What's their best-selling item? What's this? What's this? And basically you start asking them everything about the previous person they work with or the person they currently work with together, okay? If they tell you anything, you don't hire them. Why? Because they basically snitched on the previous person, and you don't want that because they're going to do the same thing for you. So basically they snitched on the person they're working with right now. They're going to do the same thing for you. Don't hire them. It's not worth it. You don't need that person. Okay? There's basically an infinite amount of options. Okay? And one thing which I've also noticed, which is pretty cool, is do product research like that. Just ask Upwork guys what the bestseller of the store is, which they're working for. They're going to tell you, and you literally, that's really good product research actually. And the last thing is you need to track them really well. So what's very important here is whenever they start working, they go into Zoom and they click on record, and they're just in Zoom by themselves, okay? They start recording, go on screen share so you see everything what they did, and then whenever they're done, they stop the recording, and it's uploaded in the cloud automatically. You don't have to worry about any like storage or something. Everything stays on Zoom, and you pay like a few dollars per month for Zoom Premium, and that's it. So by doing that, you're going to be able to skip around the recording just to make sure that they're not looking at their screen without doing anything, because they're in another country. You have no control over anything they're doing if you don't see what they're doing. So it's going to be very important to let them record everything just to make sure that they're actually doing the things and they're not like on their phone or like taking 15-20 minutes between every email they answer. So that's going to be very helpful. And on top of that, they instantly have this feeling of control where they understand, okay, if I do make a huge break, then the person in charge is basically going to see this. So that's not good, and I'm basically going to do the work better. So it's also a really powerful trick to actually make sure that people work well. So if you have any questions about hiring people or in general dropshipping, click the link below and follow me on Instagram and ask me whatever you want. Okay? I just started this new Instagram where I'm pretty active actually, and whenever you have a question, just text me, I'm going to answer it. And also, if you want to join my mentoring program, click the link below, sign up for a free consultation session. We're going to find out if we're a good fit and if you actually fit into the program itself. If yes, we're going to get started, and yeah, see you there.